video. So it's Monday, so I've got a mixed media project, and what I'm going to share today is 10 ideas for really cheap mark making tools, stuff that you've got lying around the house, stuff that you'd normally throw away, just ideas of what you can use to create like painty paper backgrounds and collage fodder. If you don't know what collage fodder is, I actually googled what it was for the definition, and it said bits and pieces of scrap papers usually altered for use in art journaling. That was the definition that Google gave me. So yeah, it's just bits of paper that you can rip up and collage with, and yeah, so I just thought I'd share my 10 quick ideas what I use for mark making on my papers. I've got some, these are just like what do you call them, paper bags, sweetie bags. I bought these off eBay because they're nice for painting on. So to start off with, what I'm going to do is I'm just going to paint one side of my bag, and then I'll show you what things I use for mark making. I've just got some nice new paints here, so I'm just going to mix my paints up and just put some paint on my backgrounds. Oops, I'm shoving the paper bag up. Okay, I'm not going to bother wiping everything up. I'm just going to, it doesn't matter if my paints get mixed up, I don't mind. Let's have a bit of this. These are the new Sizzix paints that I bought in the big clearance sale. So I'm just going to play with these, just thought to see what they were like. So, okay. If you haven't got a brayer, you can just use your paintbrush to do your backgrounds with. These are just handy to have on, you know, have ready. So that's all I'm going to do, is just 2 colours on each one, and then we'll go through the mark making tools that I use for mark making. Just thought it would be, you know, interesting to some people if they like making paint, you know, collage fodder, as we say. Just going to get a wet wipe out. I expect not to get any paint on my hands. I think I'm being a bit ambitious there. Right, I'm sorry guys, I should have took all these little things off before I started. I never thought, to be honest. Right, let's have a bit of pink. Like I said, I don't mind that the colours are getting mixed. Get a bit of green and a bit of orange on there as well. Oh, I like them colours together actually. I might not even put another, might just leave that pink on there. Yeah, I like that one. Right, let's get another piece of paper bag. And obviously if you've not got, you don't need these, you just need some paper, or some, you could even use like baking paper, or what else could you use? Just photocopy paper. You don't need these paper bags. I just remembered that I'd bought these for this purpose, for making some collage fodder with. I never got round to doing it, so I just thought it might be a bit of a different video. Just, you might pick up some tips along the way. I'm no expert. I say this on every mixed media video that I do. I am no expert when it comes to mixed media. I just enjoy trying different things and playing with different things. And I think the more you try things, the more you get to learn, really. It's like anything, isn't it? The more you do it, the more you learn about it. And I just know, you know, I don't know how all my mediums work on different surfaces, but you can only find out by just playing with them, really. Put that up there. Another one. Let's have a look. What should we have? Some purple. These are nice, these paints, actually. Yeah, they are nice. I think I only paid £1.80 each for them in the sale. They have a really good sale, Sizzix, when they do have them. I do like a brayer though. I like the, if you haven't got one of these, you could buy the pound shop. For anybody in the UK, I'm sure Dollar Tree and places like that, you know, the sponge ones you use for decorating, you could buy one of them and use it exactly the same as this brayer, working exactly the same way, I'm sure. I've got a couple of them actually that I do use, and I like the texture that they give, like the foam ones. Right, let's put some of this blue down. Oh, that's nice. Looks like mermaidy colours. This would be nice for my next big project I've got in line. Right, let's just take that off there. Just trying to put them in places and they don't stick together. Right, next one. What colour should we have this time? Let's try this green. Always when you're in charity shops, have a look round for, you know, bits of like unusual bits of kitchen items that you could use to make marks with. I always look in the kitchen section and that's if there's anything I can use to put marks on my paper with. And this map that I'm working on, all as it is, you know, the A4 document wallets. I've just opened one of them out. I like that colour, and it's just ideal for painting like this. They're very, you can get 4 for £1, I think, in Poundland. Very inexpensive, and they're a great palette for messing around with paint on. Let's just put that on there. I'll just add another colour to that one. What colour should we have? Let's have some yellow. I hope I'm in shot here on my camera. I notice I've been trying my best to stay in the middle of the screen. It's difficult sometimes, you forget and just wander off to the corners. Let's have this blue. We've not had this one, I don't think. Okay, let's have a bit of this turquoise. This isn't a Sizzix paint, this is just another turquoisey colour that I've got out. Oops, my grey is chewing up the paper. It's only very thin paper bags, this. Right, that's enough. I don't want any more on there. Got a green one here. Let's try this. Oh, this is metallic as well, so this should be nice. Again, this will do for my upcoming project, these colours. I'm not going to add another colour to that one because I've still got the blue in the background. I might just add a little bit of this, this one here. Acrylic paint dries pretty quick, so it shouldn't take long. I can always put my heat gun on if I need to. I mean, you could do the backs if you wanted to, but I'm not, because I don't want to keep you on forever and a day while I'm messing around with paints. Okay, let's try this. Oh, that's a nice colour. Like them colours together. Okay, one more. What should we have? Let's have this one. I don't think I've used this one, or have I? Can't remember, to be honest. I've just got them all piled up at the side of me here. That's picking up all the colours. Yeah, I like that. Let's try this one. It's like a very Arctic sky, it's called. I'm sorry, I should have told you what the colour of the paints were, shouldn't I, when I was using them. If you've not got acrylic paints, you can buy them cheap on Amazon. The range do these ones here. I think they're £1 or £1.20 for a little bottle of the paints from there. So you can pick acrylic paints up fairly cheap. The Works are another place that in the UK that have cheap acrylic paints. Amazon, you know, you can buy a cheap set for a tenner for all different colours. Right, so let's just dry. I'm just going to put my heat gun on and just dry them off, and then I'll be back. Okay, so the first one I've made, it's just a piece of cardboard, and all as it is just drinking straws, and I've just glued the straws on with my heat gun, and I'm going to use white acrylic paint on here. Put some paint on there. I'm going to get my brush. I did get a paintbrush out. I'm just going to paint on my straws, and you can use this time and time again. And I'm just going to stamp down onto my background. Oh, that's a bit better. It's just a cheap way of just making your collage fodder to save going out buying, you know, expensive things. I'm sure you've all got paper straws in your drawers in your kitchen that you don't use, anything like me. Yeah, that's better. Just put it on there, mightn't I? Just put it on the side. And then you can just rip up pieces of this. I mean, I'm only going to do one piece of mark making on each paper bag, just because I want to show you what I've got. But you could continue, you know, mixing, stamping lots of different things. You don't have to only do one thing. So yeah, paper straws, you can use them. I just use my hot glue gun to put them on there. And then that was that. So the next one I'm going to show you is this one. I have no idea what it is. I picked it up in a charity shop. Couldn't even tell you what it is, but I just thought, it's got these things on here. Let's try it and see if it does anything. So I'm going to put my white paint down. Put my... Oh yeah, you can make marks with it. And let's try the other pieces. Yeah, I'm always looking in Poundland for bits like this, just sort of, I don't even know what this is, whether it is something arty or something, but it's something I picked up in a charity shop. I remember looking at it and thinking, oh, I could use that on the gel plates. Let's try this little one. Oh, you can just even stamp with it just to make different marks. You mean you could even make one of these. You could get a piece of cardboard. If you've got the fancy edge scissors like these that I've got, cut your fancy edges, 3 different. You could do a square or a triangle. Cut them in different, you know, use your scissors, and then you could use them for mark making, just like that. Yeah, I like that. So that's that one. Let's do another few white, and then I'll go to black. Right, what have we got? I'm going to do black on that one. I'm going to do white on this one. So another thing that, let me just wipe the edges of that, and then it doesn't all go all over everywhere. Should have got a piece of kitchen roll out really. So let's put that on there, and then I can put all my mark making things. Then I'm not getting paint everywhere. Right, next one I've got is these. I picked these up. I think it was either the Range or the Works. They're for children, sponge rollers. But I thought, yeah, I think there was 5 in a packet, but I've only got 2 out because I didn't want to get too much stuff out. But you can get these for, they were only £1 maybe. They weren't expensive, and these give nice marks. And this one. Again, if you've got some sponge, you could just cut some shapes out of your sponge and use that. So that's them. The next one I've got, I have put some lace. This is a piece of polystyrene, and I've put some lace on there. Just cut a piece of scrap lace. I'm just gonna, I don't know whether this will work, but we can try and see. Right, let's have a look if we get anything off that. Oh, yeah, you get texture. You do get some texture. And like I said, I'm only doing one, using one mark making tool, but you could keep going over them with different things, you know. You could add some of the lines to it or different things. You don't have to just do it once, just dry it off and then repaint with something else. I'm just doing this for the purpose of the video, really, only doing one item. Yeah, that's nice. You can't really see it's lace, I'm not going to lie, but it definitely gives some nice texture to the paper. So there's that one. I'll leave that lid. I am going to put all these in. I have a big box for mark making tools that I'm going to use. Is that another? How many have I done now? 1, 2. Right, we'll do this one in white and then we'll move on to black. The next is just a piece of a kitchen scourer. Okay. I think I might be able to just dip my paint. And I'm going to go for squares if I can. No. Sort of. But it does give texture, which is nice. When you use this as collage fodder and you're tearing bits off it, it'll look really nice. I just try and do things as cheaply as I can. You know, they've put marks on my page. Yeah, that's okay. So there's another one. Right, let's put that on there. Let me just grab a wet wipe and just wipe my hands off as we're going along. I mean, there's hundreds of things you could use for mark making. You know, you can buy mark making tools. There's lots. Well, I could have done probably 30, 40, even 50. But I just tried to pick out things that you might have in the house that you might use, you know, rather than having to buy stuff. Some of them I've tried before and some of them I haven't. Let's get rid of that white paint. I'm going to go to black now. Okay, I'll just get another piece of kitchen towel. You know, you could have hours of fun, couldn't you, painting papers and stamping with different things. You could play for hours. I'm just using black gesso just because I couldn't find my black acrylic paint. Right, the next one I've got is some buttons. I've just hot glued some buttons onto a piece of card. No idea if this will work or not. Never done it before, but there's a first time for everything. So let's just try it and see if it works. Can't see why it shouldn't. Oh yeah, you can see them. Yeah, I'm not gonna, I think I've got a bit too much paint on. Yeah, I think they'd look nicer, you know, layered up with different, using different things. Right, okay, let's put that there. Let's get the next one. Okay, let's put a bit more paint down, gesso down. Okay, so the next one, you'll probably all have this in your house, I'm sure you have, is bubble wrap. So I'm just gonna paint over my bubble wrap. Got too much paint on, I think. It's gone a bit thick. Let's just see what the back stamp's like. Yeah, I think I put a little bit too much paint on there, but you get the idea. You can use bubble wrap for stamping with as well. So that is that one. What did I get next? Next is a piece of corrugated card. I'm sure you've all got some of this in your stash as well. Just paint over this. I like this one. I'm not going to put too much paint on this time. I think I've put a bit too much paint on the others. Yeah, that's better. That doesn't really look like bubble wrap. It just, well, it does there, but it just looks like splodges. But you live and learn. Don't put too much paint on your whatever it is you're using to stamp with. Yeah, it's better with less paint on, much better. I like that one. See, I can see a big blob, and it doesn't work if you put a lot on. Yeah, I like that one. So that is that. Okay, so the last thing that I've got are cotton buds. I think that some people call them Q-tips. I've just got a bunch of them together. I've just used an elastic. I'm just going to put my Q-tips in, cotton buds in. I'm trying to cover them all with paint. You know, if you want smaller bundles, take some out. If you want bigger bundles, add some to it. Yeah, guys, the trick to this is less paint. Don't put a lot of paint on whatever it is you're using to stamp with, and it'll work out much better. That's really nice, isn't it? You know, and then layer over the top of it with something else. Take a few out. Let's take a few out and then just see what it looks like with a smaller bundle. It's just a hair elastic that I've put around it. Let's just do a few. Just trying to put them somewhere then I don't get paint everywhere. Right, I can probably just hold them together, to be honest. Yeah, go in with different colours. Yeah, so that's another idea. Q-tips, cotton buds. So what I'm going to do, guys, is I'm just going to dry everything off, have a little clean around, and then I'll be back. Okay, so when I was looking, there was actually two other pieces of paper, the painted papers. One, they were both stuck to the back sides. One ripped, so I've had to put it in the bin. And this one, I used the bubble wrap again, only putting a lot less paint on, and it's much nicer. You can see it much better. But for quick, you know, just mark making with tools you'll have around your house. Yeah, we've got some nice collage fodder. You can see the buttons now they've dried, the cotton buds, the rollers. So yeah, I had fun there. I hope you enjoyed watching. I hope you'll go and get all your paints out now and start making a mess and having a play. Go hunting for some mark making tools. So I hope you've enjoyed today's video, guys, and as always, thank you so much for stopping by to watch. Take care, and I'll see you all soon in my next video. Bye for now.